Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Pims here. Well, in today's video, we're actually going to be working on the front yard today. There is a couple little things I want to do out there today, so we'll go ahead and bring you guys along for that. But before we go ahead and get to that, I want to go ahead and show you guys the back lawn and how it's looking right now, because to be honest, it's starting to look pretty dang good. The temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit here, so which is nice, and I can tell you right now the grass is starting to obviously love it. It's starting to pop up and get a lot more greener. So let's go ahead and show you guys what the backyard is looking like currently right now, and then after doing that, we'll go ahead and jump to the front yard and I'll show you guys what we got going for today. So I'll go ahead and start over here on the right side, and then we'll go ahead and work our way over to the left side over there towards the fence. So looking over here on the right side, as you can see, looking pretty good. There's still a couple areas in here that I'm probably gonna, like I was talking about in the one area where it's pretty bare and I have a bare spot. I talked about doing some compost slash some sand in there to re-level things out. I'm probably gonna do that over here as well. Here pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but I'm definitely gonna do that here pretty soon, like I said, at some point. So you guys can keep on the lookout for that. Here towards the bench area, this is looking pretty good as well. Obviously, with it being shaded, it's going to be kind of a little difficult for you guys to totally tell what it looks like, but try and give you guys the best, shot possible. Over here towards the back part of the brick wall, this area here is slowly starting to green up, which is really nice. As you can tell right now as I'm filming this, so as you can see with the palm trees I have here, this area is mostly shaded for a little bit of the day, so this area right here is going to take longer to green up just for that reason. But yeah, I mean, this starting to green up is a good sign as well. As I've stated, obviously, as temperatures keep warming up and they are consistently warm, that's when this grass is really going to pop and start thriving really nicely. So go ahead and walk over here. As I've stated in a couple of my last videos, I think I talked about, hold on a minute. As I say in my last couple of videos, I talked about addressing these areas kind of in here, where I have some patchiness going on, where, obviously really grass isn't filled in anywhere. To be honest, I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to plan to address these. But I think what I'm going to do, as you guys can tell, mainly right here, you guys can see just from obviously me applying fertilizer and then obviously the temperatures warming up, the grass is starting to creep into this bare spot and fill this in on its own. So, which is obviously what a lot of warm season grasses do. And as you can see right here too, I'll give you guys a perfect example. Paspalum is basically grown and it spreads out as stolons. So if I wanted to, I could honestly take this and put this out in the front yard and it would start taking off and start growing and spreading outwards. So it really, this grass, what I would say is Paspalum really loves to grow sideways and grow outwards. So obviously with this spot here being pretty bare, the Paspalum is eventually over time, it's going to start filling in all this, and eventually you probably won't be able to tell that this spot was even bare to begin with. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is let this spot fill in as much as it can, and then what I'll do is help it out, and then I'll come in at that point and bring in the compost and sand blend mixture and re-level this out, and then just give it that little extra boost to help it keep growing really nicely in this area. Same with the little areas over here as well, same kind of thing. I just want to see what the lawn's going to do first and see, how far it'll go on its own and basically band-aiding itself. And then I'll come in and help it out and, like I said, re-level it out and bring some compost and sand in here. And then that'll just encroach it to, obviously grow in that area even more, and it'll fill this up real nicely. So yeah, and then moving on over here more towards the left area, as you can see, this spot right in here, my gosh guys, this spot is looking so good right now. As you can see, there's a little bit of lighter areas, but so far, man, this is looking really good. It's looking really healthy, has really nice color to it. And what I will say is, because I think the reason for this is because obviously since this area gets so much direct sunlight throughout the day, obviously it being a warm season grass, it loves that. It loves the sun, it loves the warmth, and I think that's the reason why this spot in particular is looking so good right now. So as you guys can see, once things really obviously get warm and the grass really starts, you know, getting, you know, thriving, as I like to say, as soon as it starts thriving with the warmer temperatures, everything, the whole grass is going to start to look like this right in here. So imagine this throughout the whole entire lawn. It's going to look really good here in probably the next couple months or so. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. I thought you guys would like a little bit of an update on how it's looking back here. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and work our way to the front, and I'll talk to you guys about what we got going for today. Alrighty, you guys, now we are out here in the front yard. Let me go ahead and show you guys what we got going for today. Okay, so what we got going for today, you guys, is we are going to be addressing these tree roots right here. As you can see, have a root sticking through the grass as of right now. And as you can see here, this area here, and then this little bit right in here, these areas are bare because the grass is not rooted into the soil in these areas. Now, obviously with the tree roots being here, that's why the grass isn't able to obviously bond to the soil. So as of right now, the grass right in this area is basically sitting on top of tree roots right now, and it's basically just sitting here loosely. So the job for today is I need to go ahead and cut some of this grass. I know you guys are probably cringing just like I am. I hate doing it, but it has to be done. So basically what I'm gonna do, probably what I'm gonna go ahead and do first off, is I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out right here as like a V shape or like a pie shape piece. Cut that out, move that out, and then I'll somehow figure out how I'm gonna cut this other extra stuff right in here. Figure out how I'm gonna cut that, and then basically we need to do all that so we can go ahead and expose these roots by themselves, and then need to go ahead and obviously get them out with an axe, or might even pull the chainsaw out and use that because the blade on that is dull, so it wouldn't hurt anything regardless. So but yeah, so that's what we got going for today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this process started. It might be sped up for you guys. I don't know how I'm gonna edit it, but I might speed it up for you guys so it just doesn't look as long, or isn't as long of a video. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, you guys, well, I think I'm kind of at a good point to where I can show you guys what I was talking about as far as tree roots go. Now, what I will say is, you guys, I can already probably see you guys are going to be criticizing as to how I, took out the sod and how I was cutting it and so on and so forth. But to be honest, I don't think there was really any easy way to cut this. I tried to do it the least invasive way possible. That's why I started out in little pieces. But to be honest, what I probably could have done is cut on both sides and cut a wider piece out that was all together. But to be honest, with the roots and how the grass was growing over the roots, to be honest, it would have fell apart anyways when I would have went to pull it out. So it is what it is. To be honest, that's how it is. Sometimes you run into issues like that. But let me go ahead and show you guys what we're looking like right now. Okay, so here is what we are looking like right now currently. As you can see, we got a tree root right here, one right next to it right there, tree root up here as well, and then a pretty big one right here as well. Now, as you guys can see with how these tree roots spread out, even if I would have cut one wide piece, so if I would have cut here on that end, and then I would have cut here on one end and just pulled it out like one big piece, as you can see with how the tree roots have grown, chances are the sod would have fell apart anyways, and it would have been in pieces regardless. So I tried to do it, like I said, the least invasive way possible, but figured out pretty quick that that wasn't going to work. So I just had to cut it in multiple pieces, and I'm just going to have to try and piece it back together as good as possible. Okay, so now that you guys have seen what it looks like, let's go ahead and try and remove these roots and try and put this all back together. Obviously what I'm gonna have to do too is once I pull these out, I'm gonna have to fill in obviously the gaps and the divots that these roots leave. So I'm gonna have to probably steal some material from over here, some extra soil I just have on the side over here. I might have to use that to help fill this in, as well as I'm gonna be using some compost as well to mix in there with some of that soil. you guys, I gotta say, I think I might have opened Pandora's box by doing this. I can only kind of laugh at this point because it's kind of a little frustrating, but at the same time, it is what it is. I can't, obviously, it's not really something I can control, so there's no reason to freak out and get upset over it. But so as you guys probably saw in the first couple clips, I ended up getting a couple of the roots out pretty easily with the axe, and then I got led to the bigger root, mainly on the left side from when I was showing you guys, the little bit bigger one that I pointed out. I ended up getting that out. However, that one led me to this big root that is like not even, you know, circular. It's like some weird square pyramid shaped looking one, and I honestly, there's no way I'm going to be able to get it out. So why don't I just go ahead and show you guys where I'm at right now, and you guys can see for yourselves. Okay, you guys, well, as you can see, these are the main roots that I got out right here. These are the main ones that were obviously easily accessible that I could get out. So we got those out, but here's where we're at. This, let me go on this side. This right here is where I'm stuck at. As you guys can see, I mean, from here all the way down to here, and I mean, it just like keeps going. I mean, and if you look at like with my hand next to it, how wide open my hand is to the root, I mean, that's this is frustrating. To be honest, I thought it was just gonna be obviously that size, but now I got led to this, and oh, this is the frustrating part. To be honest, I think what I'm gonna do is just try and kind of clean this area off as best as I can, and then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is take the chainsaw, like you guys saw me earlier, and I'm gonna just try and go as low as I possibly can to where the grass still has enough room to grow. Because to be honest, there's no way in hell I'm getting this out. So this is the final product. This is where I'm gonna stop. Honestly, man, I'm gonna be so exhausted tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted now, but tomorrow I'm gonna probably be sore and the rest of it tomorrow. But anyways, this is what we're looking like right now. Like I said, this is gonna be the final product. To be honest, there's not much more I could do, to be honest. I mean, it's just, if I keep going, I'm just creating more work for myself, and to be honest, it's not really worth it. But what I will say is I have about 5 to 6 inches worth of depth for the grass to grow, and I think that's more than enough. Like I said, it's just gonna be what it is at this point. Like I said, there's not a whole lot I can do in this situation, so it is what it is. I'm happy with the result, to be honest, for what it is, obviously, and what I had to do, so I'm fine with it there. So now what I need to do, obviously, like I said earlier, is figure out how I'm gonna obviously backfill this. I'm probably gonna take some of the soil, like I said, over here on the right end and mix it in with some compost and just re-level it that way. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Well, I'm back. It's been a couple days since I finished up doing the work here in the front yard. Needless to say, it took me quite a while altogether. Actually, from the last clip you guys saw, it took me probably another 2 hours just to get everything put back, in the hole, re-leveled everything, putting the grass back, and adding material in that I need to add and everything else. And to be honest, I didn't want to film it. At that point, I was exhausted, just wanted to get it done, wanted to get it knocked out, and just be done with it. So now that's all said and done, let me go ahead and show you guys what it's looking like right now. Alrighty, you guys. Well, here is the look of the final result after backfilling everything, re-leveling it back out, and then obviously putting most of the pieces back in here. Now, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about kind of what I did here and why I did it this specific way. As you guys saw in the previous footage, obviously earlier in the video, as you guys saw, this area right in here was already pretty well compromised. The pieces there weren't really bonded to anything, and they were very, very thin, and to be honest, I just went ahead and threw them away. Could they have possibly come back if I put them in here? Maybe, but to be honest, I just went ahead and tossed them. And the way with how paspalum grows, since it's pretty similar to Bermuda and how it'll basically mend itself back together via stolons, and the way it grows so vigorously sideways and outwards, this is gonna fill in really nicely. Now, why I left the center bare is because, as you can see here, I have the pieces on this side pretty well all filled in, and then most of the pieces here on this side are pretty well filled in. Now, I did it this way because obviously, like I was just saying, how paspalum grows, it likes to grow vigorously sideways and outwards. So with me leaving this bare in the center here, basically once the grass gets its root structure back and mended into the soil, and it really starts growing again, what's going to happen is from both sides, from here and from here, from both sides, it's going to want to start creeping into this middle section here that is bare. And also what I went ahead and did as well, as you guys can probably see right here, this spot here, there, and right here, that's a bigger piece, but those are all stolons. Now, what I went ahead and did is I took them from over here. There was a spot over here in the back that I went ahead and took them from. They were creeping into area where I didn't really want them going anyway, so it was honestly perfect. So I went ahead, took them, and planted them in here. So not only do I have it set up to where both sides are going to want to creep into this area, I also have stolons in here now as well, which once these start taking off and once these are really rooted in here, these are going to start spreading as well into both sides here too. So hopefully that makes sense. I think I gave you guys a pretty good explanation on that, but yeah, I mean, honestly, that's why I really love paspalum in its own, just because of how it grows and everything else, and it makes, like, this is honestly nothing for it. Like, it will take time for it to look better. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to start filling in and make it to where it looks relatively good. But you know what, it's really getting obviously closer to summertime, and I think it's going to start looking good here in no time. Probably at least give it like a month or so to where it starts really bonding in here, and it's gonna look really, really good. Okay, you guys, well, ending it off back here in the backyard. Honestly, cars are coming in quite a bit into the neighborhood, so figured it's gonna be easier to end it off in here where there's less noise. So yeah, it went pretty well all in all, even though I had the big issue with the big root out there in the front yard that I was definitely not expecting at all whatsoever. But, sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes, things don't pan out the way you want them to, and sometimes you got to adapt and just work with what you got and, just make it work all together. So that's what we did. Went ahead and obviously cut the root as low as I could, and, that way the grass still has enough depth for roots to grow, and it should still thrive there. I don't see it being an issue now that I've, you know, taken care of those roots and, you know, cut that one big one down quite a bit. I honestly think it should be fine. I think the grass is still going to bond well there. It should still have enough depth to grow, you know, and establish roots there. So I'm not really too concerned, but you guys will be able to see, obviously, moving forward and as we keep checking on it throughout the rest of the year, how it ends up turning out. So that's what's cool about lawn care, to be honest, is sometimes you get to try things and see if it works or doesn't work, and then obviously you learn from that and can apply it moving forward. So all in all, to be honest, I'm happy with how things came out, obviously under the circumstances, but like I said, that's how it works, and sometimes it happens that way. So, but yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy watching this video, please go ahead, smash that thumbs up for me. As I always say, it really helps me out, lets me know what you guys are enjoying on the channel. After doing that, go ahead, smash that subscribe button down below and hit the bell notifications. That way you can get notified for when I upload new videos. After doing that, feel free to check out my social medias in the description below. I got personal Instagram and I got my photography Instagram. Go ahead, check those out. With all that being said, it's your boy C-Pams. Peace out. I'll catch you guys in the next video.